What if the villain in your story is someone else's hero? This question haunts every corner of The Last of Us Part 2. In a medium often obsessed with power fantasies and moral clarity, Naughty Dog delivers something unexpected, something painful. This was not a game built for comfort. It was built for confrontation, with grief, with vengeance, with empathy, and most of all, with perspective. From the moment Joel is killed, brutally without ceremony, the narrative shatters the expectations set by the first game. This isn't just a shocking plot twist, it's a thesis statement. The Last of Us Part 2 wants us to feel lost not just as observers, but as participants. It doesn't want us to agree with Ellie's choices. It wants us to understand the depth of her emotional unraveling. This is a story about a young woman breaking under the weight of grief and rage, and a world that doesn't offer any kind of justice, only consequences. As Ellie, we are driven forward by pain. We kill, we suffer, and with every new act of revenge, we lose a piece of the person we used to be. It becomes clear that this is not a story about heroes and villains. This is a story about what happened when grief metastasizes into obsession. And just when we think we know where we stand, the game rips the floor out from under us, and we become Abby. At first, it feels like a betrayal. How can we possibly play the one who killed Joel, the man we fought so hard to protect in the first game? But as we walk through Abby's world, we begin to see what Ellie never could. Abby is not a monster. She is a daughter, a friend, a soldier. She is someone who also lost everything. And she made the same choice Ellie did. Joel was her villain. And suddenly, our certainty begins to crumble, at least for me. This shift in perspective is not just a narrative device, it's a challenge. The game dares us to hold two truths all at once, that Ellie and Abby are both justified and both condemned. That pain made monsters of us all, but underneath the scars, there's still humanity. The line between right and wrong begins to blur until we can't quite remember which side we are on anymore. Throughout the game, the parallels between Ellie and Abby become impossible to ignore. Both lose their friends. Both carry unbearable guilt. Both are locked in a cycle of violence they don't know how to escape. And in the end, both must make a choice to let the pain consume them or to try, somehow, to let it go. When Ellie spares Abby, it is not a moment of triumph. It is a moment of exhaustion, of clarity. She doesn't forgive Abby because she deserves it. She lets her go because holding on to the hatred is killing her. Forgiveness at this moment is not about Abby, it's about her own survival. It's about choosing life over vengeance. And when Ellie walks away from the farmhouse, alone and broken, we left with no easy answers, only with questions. What did it cost? Was it worth it? Could it have ended differently? The Last of Us Part 2 refuses to tie things up neatly. it doesn't offer closure, it offers perspective. And that perspective hurts. Because when we see the world through someone else's eyes, we're forced to confront our own assumptions, our own biases. We realize that the story we believe so firmly might have been incomplete, that the enemy might just be the another versions of ourselves. So there are no heroes in these stories, no villains, just people, wounded, lost, trying to survive, and in the end, maybe that's what makes this game so beautiful, I guess. This is a pain of perspective.